So That Reminds Me, Reminder Publishing's bi-weekly podcast discussing Western Mass news. My name is Dennis Hackett.
I'm LeBel.
And I'm Tyler Garnet.
And we'll be your host for today's episode. Chris Maza will also be joining us for a portion of this episode to give his thoughts on today's topic. On this week's episode, all four hosts tracked down different kinds of food on a stick for National Food on a Stick Day on March 28th. While we mainly tackled desserts, based on what we could find, we picked out a couple of savory options as well. Each of us will be giving our thoughts on the places we went to and what we like the most. If we miss anywhere, you have a place that you love with food on a stick, be sure to let us know by emailing us at news@thereminder.com or reaching out on social media. So, this is a little interesting, kind of different episode. We have all of us hosting today. This is the first time we've done that.
Yep.
So, how is everybody doing with our first episode like this? What's new?
I'm excited this is like my third podcast as a co-host, so I'm excited. This is all new to me, but to do this I think is super fun because we've been doing the interviews with local people on, like, me and Dennis just interviewed the Grand Colleen for the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade, so this is just something different because I feel like people like to talk about food, they like to read about food, so this is hopefully something that will engage our audience a little bit more.
And if it does, we are definitely looking forward to trying more food.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This was a good excuse for me to grab lunch one day at work and grab a nice little sweet treat on the ride home as well.
A little insider secret, most journalists love food.
Yeah.
Just whether it's a late night where you're trying to find something when you're covering a meeting or something like that, food is food.
Absolutely.
Love food.
And especially if you're going to grab it, it's a nice break just to clear your head for a second as well.
Break up the day a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, think all the times I've been in the office and then I have like a meeting at like 5 or 6 or whatever, and it's like I need to grab something to eat before then. Yeah. Before I lock in for however long a meeting's end up being. But
yeah, when I first started working here, I would leave the office at 4 to get to Belchertown around 4:30, and I think every Monday before their select board meeting, I would get Subway and I would try a different footlong each weekend.
Nice.
Each Monday, so obviously it's definitely something to break up the day and relax. So we do enjoy trying different foods, and we have some plans in the future, if you guys like this, for other few foods around the area as well.
Especially as we get closer to the summer. I mean, I know we're going to talk about some popsicles in here, but there's so many ice cream places. We were talking about ways that we could maybe taste test some of the local places to kind of give everyone a fair shot, and getting the whole news team involved. So we're going to keep brainstorming on that, but that's something to definitely look out for in the future. So what's new with you guys? Anything exciting going on? Anything fun?
No, I can't really think of anything too crazy going on. Everything's been pretty relaxing in my life. I know we were just all recently at the Thunderbirds game together. I had a lot of fun. I mean, that was my first time seeing a Thunderbirds game there. I live about 10 minutes away from the XL Center in Hartford, so I usually see the Hartford Wolfpack a lot. So it was nice to hang out with some of you guys from work and catch a game. Unfortunately, they lost, but I think it was still a good time. We had good seats. Got to explore that stadium, the food and drinks they had to offer a little bit as well. So yeah, that's what's going on in my life kind of recently. Yeah, no, when we saw the Thunderbirds last Wednesday, so that was a good time. I hadn't been to a Thunderbirds game. The last time I went to them was when they were the Falcons. I was probably like 8 years old, maybe. Wow. One of my friends had tickets, so we all went. But that was a lifetime ago at this point, really. Yeah. So it was cool to be there as an adult. I was kind of talking to Tyler about this earlier, but hockey's a little dead to me because of the Bruins and the mismanagement and the way things have gone for them the last 3-4 years at this point. But yeah, but it was fun to get the news team out there. Yep. We went with a lot of the staff was there, but also Chris was there, Trent, Tyler, and then former reporter Matt was also there. So it was nice to kind of see everybody out and about. Yeah. We also did when you go downtown, you got to go to Theodore's, so we checked that out before, so that was nice.
Yes, that was my first time at Theodore's. Again, like to try new spots, local spots. So yeah, that was great food, barbecue style food. But it was nice to go out, have a nice dinner, and then all go to the hockey game.
Yeah, we had some good drinks too. Lauren and I both had some iced teas that were really nice. little kick to them, but they were good.
Very good.
Yeah, those sounded delicious for sure. I'm jealous I missed this time. Next time I'll have
Yeah,
to
next time.
because I've only heard good things about this place.
I was kind of sad because I feel like my Texas trip might have ruined it a little bit because there's a difference between barbecue up here and barbecue down there, unfortunately.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So I feel bad.
Much different.
Theodore's is still my favorite barbecue place up here, but I have to put the caveat that things have changed a little bit, my barbecue perspective.
Oh, yeah. I think there would be a problem if you picked Springfield
over
Texas a little bit. No offense to up here, but...
So you'll still see me there on my birthday every year, so...
Good.
But before we get into this week's discussion, we're going to take a quick break.
Are you hearing wedding bells? Take a deep breath. Go Local Magazine has your back. Our wedding special section is your one-stop resource to the best in local photographers, caterers, florists, venues, and so much more. Get inspired by the couples who share their special day with us. Then check out the experts who created their perfect event. It's all here and all at your fingertips in Go Local. And are you an advertiser looking to reach local couples planning a wedding? Contact Sales Manager Scott Green at 525-6695 to be part of Go Local Weddings.
Prime, your guide to your best life after age 50, is changing for 2025. All the news and information you've come to rely on and more will now be coming to you in a bigger, better edition of Prime every quarter. And if the Prime audience is the target market for your goods and services, reach out to Sales Manager Scott Green at 525-6695 to grow with us.
And we're back. To start, I visited CCP's in Munson, which is located at 223 Main Street, and that's right across from Main Street Tavern for anybody that knows the Munson area. And what they offer is homemade ice pops and ice cream bars. They have all kinds of flavors from guava to strawberry lemonade to peanut butter banana, and all of it was made in-house. And you can check their Facebook page for their hours. The last few weeks, I noticed that they post their hours for Saturday and Sunday, and then they post other openings as well. So definitely check there for when you want to head in. And they also do events and stuff like that, so that's another option as well. So for what I went with the peanut butter banana. I love peanut butter, so that was a great choice for me at least. And I was not disappointed in the slightest. I thought it was a great mix of the different flavors, and I'm definitely going to be back again because it's right around the corner for me, basically. As I've mentioned previously, I live kind of on the Munson-Hamden line, so I'm definitely going to be going back. And you can get full boxes of stuff, so you can mix and match all your flavors, so that's good. And then if you want to, so as I was kind of preparing to talk about this today, I checked their Facebook page, and they also have videos of them making the different pops. So that was really cool to see. And you could see like they did the peanut butter banana one, and it was like they added the peanut butter, they added like a real banana, not like artificial flavoring, milk, and then some kind of oil. I don't know if it's to kind of make it like stick together better, but and then they just poured it in, and it was really cool to see. But yeah, definitely recommend CCP's.
That sounds really good.
So Lauren, what did you get to check out?
So I got to try two different things, both desserts. So the first thing I tried was I went to Rice's Fruit Farm in Wilbraham, and I tried their chocolate cake pop. It first got my attention because they were decorated so cute. They were wrapped individually with little bows. The one that I tried, it was a chocolate cake pop dipped in chocolate, and it had yellow and white sprinkles on it and a bee marshmallow on top. Like it was like a little peep. It was cute. And I thought it was going to be very sweet, but it was not, which was good. Because I did have it at like 9 a.m. So it was good. And it also tasted fresh. Like sometimes I feel when you get cake pops, you don't really know like how long they've been sitting there for. But it was really good. It was fresh. And like I said, it wasn't too sweet. It was perfect.
So definitely not Starbucks K-pop that's been sitting there all day.
No, it was really good.
That's good.
And then the second thing that I tried, I went to the River Valley Co-op in East Hampton, and I tried the Crooked Stick Pops. They're based out of East Hampton. They have a storefront in East Hampton, but they sell to stores like River Valley Co-op and a bunch of other places across from Northampton to other local grocery stores, and they have many different flavor offerings. Me and Tyler were looking at their flavors yesterday before we went to try them out, and they have like corn flavor popsicle.
Yeah.
A bunch of different like cucumber,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was like cucumber. There was, I think it was coffee and root beer and a lot of interesting flavors that are not your typical ice pop flavors like
right. So again, these popsicles were sold individually, which I actually liked because if you get a box of popsicles, you have to go right home because they're all going to melt in the car. But I could eat this before I made the drive home. So I got the blueberries and cream flavored popsicle. So the ingredients were the blueberries, apples, homemade simple syrup, and homemade vanilla cream. So the outside layer is a typical popsicle, but in the middle of the inside it was vanilla cream. So it tasted like vanilla ice cream, which was so different. Like I've never had anything like that. And like a typical popsicle, when you eat it, it like breaks off the stick. Like I thought it stayed well, easy to eat, and definitely the best popsicle that I've ever had. It was. I want to go and try all the other different flavors.
Yeah, no, I had a similar thought as well. I'm actually glad you mentioned that it was easy to eat in the car because I don't know how you had it, but I had it on my drive home. So one of my fears was that as I was eating it, as it got to the end when there's not much left, one side was going to fall off, which it did not. So definitely a sturdy popsicle, which was good. But like Lauren said, I also got one, probably a few minutes right after one, and I tried to get a different flavor. I got the orange cream one, which has apples, freshly squeezed orange juice, cream, and the homemade simple syrup as well. And yeah, I thought it was just delicious. It tasted so fresh. And you got both the orange juice and the apples, which I didn't know how that combination would be, but tasted actually really delicious. And honestly, I want to go back and try more flavors because yesterday was kind of colder, but I can just picture having one of these on a hot summer day, which is right around the corner, believe it or not. And I look forward to that. So that was kind of like a dessert item. And then another item I tried as well for Food on a Stick Day. I checked out Gyro Express, or Gyro. I don't know how you guys say it, but I say Gyro Express personally. I
think it depends on who you ask.
I'm sure it depends who you ask. I'm sure there's some listeners sitting here right now who are saying, why would you say Gyro? I'm sticking with Gyro. That's the way I say it. But yeah, Gyro Express opened up in Chicopee. In August, I was able to do a cover ribbon cutting ceremony there, and I've been looking for an excuse to go back because they offer Greek salads, gyros, sandwiches, pizza, and wings. Obviously, I went back for the kebabs. I tried their lamb kebab a la carte, which came with rice and tzatziki dip. And the only complaint I did have, it came with one kebab. And I would have liked it to come with more. That's how good it was. It was delicious, filled with plenty of flavors to that Greek and Mediterranean cuisine. It was ready quick, and I definitely really enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend it for a lot of other people to go to as well.
Nice. It looked like it came with a lot of rice too.
Yeah, and I've had a day to sit on this, and I think it could have been a mistake on my part because there was different options to order the kebabs. They had platters, they had the kebab sandwich, but I was afraid it didn't come on a stick.
Yeah.
That would have defeated the whole purpose of this, so I ordered the kebab a la carte. She asked if I wanted rice and salad with it. I kind of panicked and just said rice, even though I would have enjoyed maybe a Greek salad with it. And so I think what happened, and I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt, is that the rice was doubled up because there was no salad in the container.
Oh, okay.
That's my guess because I did send a picture to Dennis, Lauren, and Chris yesterday, and the ratio of kebab to rice was kind of crazy. Delicious rice. Tzatziki dip was great too, but yeah, it definitely the ratio could have been up. But I think that was an ordering mistake on my part, and I definitely want to go again and try it differently.
Yeah, I think the savory options are definitely something we could use some suggestions on.
Yes.
I know I was looking at getting beef teriyaki from a local restaurant. I didn't have the time to, but yeah, there's definitely other ways. Like I know, like summertime, my mom she'll put together kebabs with all kinds of vegetables and steak or chicken on it. But it would have been cool to get a little bit more of that kind of perspective. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. I think the first one that came to mind when we first talked about this topic was a corn dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the first one that came to my mind. We didn't get around to that either. I don't really know what place really has them.
We looked at a few menus online and there weren't really places that had corn dogs. But again, we put out the call. If there's a place that has a great corn dog, you can let us know too.
Yeah.
Yes. If only we did this during fair season, we'd be able to find everything
on
a stick.
Absolutely.
This would have been the perfect Big E topic, I feel like.
Yes.
But because you're obviously going to get all kinds of crazy concoctions on a stick at the Big E, so
everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I look forward to doing this more in the future as well.
Yeah,
I know we had fun with. I had fun with it. At least I can speak for myself. I know we missed some key dates. I know National Margarita Day was just a few weeks ago. Missed that one, but I know every other day or every day it seems like there's a national something food related or drink related day. So. I think this would be fun to do again for sure. And this would be something we'd love to take suggestions on too for any of our listeners. If there's a holiday or I don't know, something like that where you're like, ooh, this would be a great kind of idea that people would want to hear about, then obviously let us know. Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to let Chris get his thoughts remotely. He's unfortunately feeling a little under the weather, so he didn't want to join us on the mics today. But yeah.
Before Chris gives his thoughts on what he tried remotely, we are going to take another break.
We get it. You're busy, but you want to be connected to your local community. If you're not reading The Reminder, Western Mass's free weekly newspaper, you're missing out on the heartbeat of your town. Stay in the loop with all the latest buzz, from local stories to community updates and exciting events. It's all in The Reminder. Just log on to thereminder.com and dive into the hometown news you love. To subscribe to receive The Reminder at your home, call 413-788-1316. Don't miss a beat. Your town, your stories, your community for over 60 years. The Reminder. We are hometown news. Since the founding of Reminder Publishing over 60 years ago, The Reminder has brought local businesses together with their customers, your neighbors and friends, through our advertising and coverage. We want local journalism to thrive and grow, and are asking readers and listeners to support and participate. The Reminder Press Club's mission is to ensure that local journalism is sustainable and leading healthy community discussions. The Reminder Press Club is a way for you to support the crucial work of professional reporters covering the vital stories in our community. Learn more about the Reminder Press Club or join at reminderpressclub.com.
Hello there, Dennis, Lauren, and Tyler. Sorry I couldn't have joined you today. I just felt it better that I keep my sickness to myself, but I did want to share my impressions of some of the food on a stick that I tried for this episode, which is all about National Something on a Stick Day. So I'm actually going to start with the dessert, because there's nothing better than putting dessert before dinner. And I didn't actually have a dinner option. I didn't have the chance to add that in. But I'm hoping that eventually I'll be able to throw a kebab in as an aside here, maybe for a future podcast, and say, hey, by the way, I finally got a chance to try that. Just ran out of time. Anyway, going to start with some dessert. And I went to Maureen's Sweet Shop, which is located right at the Rotary in East Longmeadow. And I went there specifically because I had seen that they had these chocolate-covered marshmallows on a stick. And that seems like a lot of sugar to me, but I figured if anybody was going to be a good barometer for this, it would be my daughter Megan. So I got it with the idea that I would take a bite of it so that I could speak on it, but it would really be a treat for her. And I'll get to that in a minute. But first, when I got in there and I was looking around, I saw something from my childhood that's always going to be a nostalgic pick for me, and that is rock candy. They have an assortment of rock candy there, and that is just one of those things that my great-grandfather actually loved rock candy. He taught us how to make rock candy, and so that's always the nostalgic pick for me, and I grabbed a few of those while I was there. So if you're looking for rock candy, if you're looking for one of those classic, old-fashioned kind of treats. Maureen Sweet Shop has some great rock candy. Moving on to the marshmallow. One thing to note here is, and this is probably the case with all marshmallows like this because of the way that they have to be stored and packaged and whatever. It is kind of like freeze-dried. It's not like fluffy like it is when you get it out of the bag. So it was a little bit of a surprise when Megan bit into it, and it was tougher than she expected. Certainly, like I said, super sweet. A little too sweet for my taste, but I'm not a huge, super sweet kind of guy. I'm not a huge sugary guy, but I can see the appeal of it. And the marshmallow being a little tougher didn't actually prevent Megan from finishing the whole thing. And these were giant marshmallows. So also the presentation of this was really nice. It was, obviously chocolate, but it had some sprinkles and really was wrapped up nicely with a nice ribbon. So the presentation I would give 10 out of 10. And clearly from my daughter's reaction, this was a more than acceptable treat. Something else that was a treat, though not candy, though candy-esque in a way, was the bacon. Let me see if I can get this right. I've got it written down here. The maple bourbon candy bacon lollipops from White Lion Brewing, their kitchen in downtown Springfield. Let me tell you, they're not messing around with these. It came with 5 pieces of bacon on skewers, and we're talking 1/4-inch thick pieces of bacon with like this bourbon maple. I guess it wasn't. I was expecting it more candied, like maybe a little bit more of like a hard coating over it. This is much more of a glaze, but it was really, really good, really satisfying. If you're looking for just a little something to go with the drink that you're having, maybe you're having a little snack before you're going to the hockey game or something like that, man, this is just right up the alley. And it's not a surprise because that kitchen does some really great stuff. But this was one that I'd never really tried before because on top of everything else, when you look at it on the menu, bacon lollipops, I don't know if that's really, something that jumps out to me. But for this exercise, when I saw that, I got really excited, because it's just like, yes, something savory on a stick. And really, it really blends that savory and sweet kind of element, brings them both together in a really nice way. So, guys, that is my rundown here. Like I said, I was hoping to get to a kebab or something like that as well, but it just wasn't in the cards. So hopefully we'll be able to circle back with maybe a few more. Hopefully we get some suggestions from the audience on things that we could try, and we can circle back to this. So I know that you guys had a lot more to discuss, especially you guys with the popsicles. You guys are all obviously big popsicle fans, which is good because I'm not necessarily. So I'm going to let you guys go back at it and discuss this a little bit more.
Maybe we could circle back to the popsicles again, just because we all had different kinds.
I know. I feel like we need a popsicle showdown.
I know, yeah.
I want to try that place now that you went
It's
to.
so good.
Yeah, that does sound really good.
I liked the one I tried, and I like how they were individually wrapped, but I'm also like, I kind of wish they had a box of like variety flavors to try them, all the different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was hoping for something similar, but like you said, I was glad that it was the single one.
Yeah, because on my ride there, I'm like, I should have brought like a cooler or something for my ride home.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking I was going to get 2, honestly. I was going to get one generic flavor.
I thought so too. They didn't have that many options there.
No, they didn't. I was going to get one generic.
flavors.
And I wanted to try a crazy one. They had like coffee or
corn.
I think it was kale or corn. Or I would have tried it just for the podcast.
For the review.
Yeah, just for the review, but it wasn't.
And I felt that grocery store is really nice.
It is really nice.
Have you been there, Don?
No, I haven't.
All the local stuff in there, and like the people were so nice.
So
I've never
nice.
met someone so nice at a grocery store.
Not even the people that work there, but obviously the people that were ahead of me were super nice. Engaging in conversations. I feel like
I
sometimes.
fake so weird. The lady was like, "Are you only buying that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
She's like, "You can come over here."
Yeah, there was one person in front of me. I think he was ordering like a cake, like a pound cake or something like this.
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He's like, "You want to go ahead of me?" I was like, "No, you also have one thing.
Yeah.
You're all good, but I appreciate it." I mean, yeah, everyone there was so nice, and yeah.
Yeah. So, what other kind of flavors did they have?
They had. It was like a mint or a basil one.
I think it was a mint basil, which I don't like mint, so I knew I was ruling that one out.
I do, but it didn't catch my attention as much as the blueberries and cream one did. And then the orange one, they had the orange one as well.
Yep.
But online they have so many different flavors. As we mentioned, they have the coffee, corn. They have a bunch of different vegetable flavors, fruits. So definitely a variety to choose from.
Yeah, I definitely probably try the orange one that Tyler did. That's I'm a sucker for orange, but yeah, they had. Speaking of the mint, I saw that CZP's also was doing Oreo mint ones.
Okay.
Ooh.
They did not have those when I went, but yeah, that's another option. So seems like we've got plenty of popsicles that we could go for. I mean, I feel like I could go back to CZP's probably every week at this point because it was that good. Like I said, it's right around the corner from me, so I would definitely want to try some of the other flavors, even like the regular fudgesicle that they would have, or
Nice.
some of the more fruit flavored stuff.
Yeah. I always think, obviously, growing up, I know I always had the Rocket Pops and the Fudgesicles
Yep.
and all
The red,
ones.
white, and blue one.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue one that always came. So this was like kind of a nice switch up. I feel like, kind of like fruit based popsicles and stuff was definitely nice to try, and I look forward to tracking some of these down that we weren't able to try. I mean, I know you mentioned a few, but even looking now at all the rest of them, I mean, they have a spices one, black pepper, cinnamon, cloves, masons. How is that going to taste? Along with a hot peppers one, habanero, and a jalapeno and paprika. I mean, that one actually might be good.
Yeah.
A little cold,
That's
hot kind of flavor.
Interesting flavor for a popsicle.
Yeah.
But popsicles always kind of bring me back to like when you're a kid at the beach, and like I just remembered they would always have the ice cream truck, and it would have like all the character ones, like the.
Oh yeah.
I can't even tell you how many times
SpongeBob?
I got the SpongeBob or the
Yeah.
Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Classics.
Those were the classics. I remember they had a couple Looney Tunes ones as well, I believe. I think it was the Bugs.
Yeah,
or
they definitely had a
Tweety,
Bugs Bunny one.
Yeah, those were always good. They came with the gumball. I don't think they come with the gumball anymore. I feel like they
No,
got rid
you know
of
what?
that.
I don't know that they do.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they were usually not full of flavor, but
Yeah.
they were still there.
Yeah. Yeah, they did not really come with a lot of flavor in them.
No, but they were still cool because they were part of the character. That wraps up another episode of So That Reminds Me. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back with another episode in a couple of weeks.
Thanks for listening to So That Reminds Me, produced by Western Massachusetts news source Reminder Publishing. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, find the latest news at thereminder.com, and follow Reminder Publishing on Instagram at Reminder Publishing, on X at The Reminder MA, and on Facebook. Reminder Publishing, we are hometown news.